Fortnite live events are known to be some of the best live events in all of gaming, but they're somehow made even better when you actually understand what's going on. To have the best viewing experience possible for this season's live event, I'm here to teach you all about the lore you need to know going into the live event. Firstly, let's look at the overarching storyline that has led us up to this season's live event. Two factions have been at war against each other all season, each with their own reason for fighting. The protagonists in this war are the Seven, a group of, you guessed it, 7 members that are working to save the Fortnite island and stop the entire reality from being destroyed. On the other hand, we have the IO. This group has manipulated and damaged countless lives throughout the Fortnite universe by sticking people in an infinite loop known as the game of Fortnite Battle Royale itself, where they must fight to the death in order to become the crowned champion, only to start back where they began and go through it all over again. There, that's the extremely simple version of what's happening. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details. Starting all the way back in Chapter 1, Season 4, we were introduced to our protagonists, the Seven, a group of people focused on researching and protecting the Zero Point, a source of energy that can manipulate dimensions and space-time itself. Fast forward 5 seasons, and we're now in Chapter 1, Season 9, at the end of Season Live Event. Here, the Zero Point almost fell into the wrong hands. A giant monster creature called the Devourer attempted to steal and take the Zero Point energy for itself. Unknown to the monster, though, the Seven were prepared. With a fully built mech suit, the Paradigm hopped into battle, fighting valiantly against the creature. The fight was going extremely well until the Paradigm got a bit cocky. Turning her back on the monster, she got attacked from behind and nearly lost the entirety of the mech suit, permanently damaging. That's important, remember that for later. Knowing that she no longer had the strength or power to beat the monster on her own, she went to her last resort and harnessed the power of the Zero Point for herself. She defeated the monster, yet violated all rules that the Seven had in place against wielding this power for oneself. Not only that, but she also created a crack in the Zero Point, destabilizing it and nearly destroying all of reality. The other 6 members of the Seven couldn't believe what she had done and outcast her. In the next season's live event, the Seven salvaged what they could of the Zero Point, teleporting the island to a new reality, creating a map split in 2, one half on the top, another on the bottom, each with fragments of what had come before it. Now, this leads us into Chapter 2, where we saw the addition of a new character, Midas. Midas somehow gained consciousness while inside the loop, something that is not supposed to be possible with how it was designed. He realized that the only way to stop himself from dying in the loop over and over was to get rid of the only thing forcing them to fight each other, the storm. If he got rid of the storm, he got rid of the loop. Midas built what is now known as the Doomsday Device version 1 and attempted to destroy the loop. Initially, things looked like they were going well, but countermeasures were quickly implemented by the IO, stopping the device altogether and reinvigorating the storm, fueling it like it's never been seen before. Fast forward 8 seasons of random storylines and jumbled lore, and now we're here in Chapter 3, Season 2. After a resilient pushback from the Seven in Chapter 2, Season 7, and an invasion from aliens in Season 8, the IO have decided enough is enough, and are now attempting to destroy the island themselves. The leader of the Seven, Dr. Sloan, had ordered the creation of a Doomsday Device version 2, similar to Midas's in almost every way, except this time fueled by the knowledge and power of the full force of the IO. The only way for the Seven to take down this Doomsday Device is by brute forcing their way through it, destroying it altogether. Luckily enough for them, they already have the schematics for a robot suit, the one that they used back in Chapter 1, Season 9. Unfortunately enough for them, though, they outcast the only pilot capable of driving it, the Paradigm. As you guys see, all of the lore is now tying together. Throughout this season, the Seven have been trying to re-recruit their outcast member in order for her to drive the mech for them, but things aren't looking bright. With her refusing to drive the mech for them, only time will tell whether she'll come back or not. So that is all of the lore that you need to know going into this live event. As you guys can see, it all ties together very nicely, with the 7 being introduced at the very beginning of Fortnite itself, and then throughout the storyline, they've been popping up throughout it, showcasing themselves in live events throughout the storyline and on the map in tons of different ways. And now it feels like we're finally getting a climax of this storyline, and this is the major fight between the IO and the 7. Obviously, we've been building to this fight all season with the theme of the war effort, and now with this end of season live event, we may finally see the end of the IO or the end of the 7. So with all of that lore out of the way, now it's time for some speculation as to what will actually happen in the live event. Now, as we have seen from the teasers, the 7 are currently rebuilding the mech suit from Chapter 1, Season 9, and are trying to re-recruit the Paradigm, like I mentioned, to drive the mech for them, because none of them can do it themselves. But my guess is that during the start of the live event, we, the player, will actually be given control of the mech that was formerly driven by the Paradigm and almost get to destroying the Doomsday device. I'm thinking that we are going to get inches away from blowing that thing up, but then we'll get shut down by the IO somehow. Either they've got a weapon that will destroy our mech device, or it'll be a mech device of their own that will fight back against us. I think that they're gonna stop us, the player, from destroying the Doomsday device. Then, I'm thinking with how hooked the Fortnite lore writers are on Marvel, they'll want to have some sort of Avengers Endgame style event where when all hope seems lost, we'll have the Paradigm show up out of nowhere on our left and help us finish off the battle against the IO. That's just my personal guess, though. Fortnite has had crazier things happen in their live events than what I just theorized, so I could be entirely wrong. Let me know what you guys think will actually end up happening at the end of this season, because there are so many different ways this live event could go. It is honestly insane. With all the different storylines that Fortnite has set up throughout the entirety of, what is it, all like 23 seasons now, they have so many different options to pull at. This video was just a brief overview of all the lore that you need to know. If we went in depth, this would straight up be like an hour-long video, but I wanted to keep it nice and condensed just to about 8 minutes for you guys, so that it's not too long where you guys get bored of it, but you still do get the general gist of what is going on and why you need to know all of this stuff for the Chapter 3 Season 2 live event that is happening incredibly soon on June 4th at, I believe, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you're there in your Fortnite client. Make sure to launch it about 4 hours early, or sorry, about 2 hours early, just so that you are able to get into the live event before the servers actually fill up. But before that happens, let me know what you guys think will actually end up happening at the end of the season. Let me know your guys' theories as for how you think this live event is going to go, and who is actually going to win, the 7 or the IO. But overall, that has been our lore recap of everything that you need to know before the 7 vs IO live event at the end of Chapter 3 Season 2. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.